What is up? It's time for the Tony Bruno Madden franchise podcast. That's right, we are back and ready to roll for a new season, season 106 in the MFL. We're actually almost finished. I was doing a highlight show, but that kind of fell through. So we're coming back with a podcast. And so let's get started with the playoffs, because we are approaching the playoffs. We only have 1 week left in the MFL season 106. So let's get started and look at the AFC playoff picture. All right, we have the Jets at your number 1 seed, followed by the Pittsburgh Steelers at number 2. And then at number 3, you have the Kansas City Chiefs at 10-6, and then the Orlando Condors are at 10-6. Number 4, number 5 is the Cincinnati Bengals at 13-2. Number 6, the Bills at 12-4, and then Miami brings up the rear at number 7 with 11-5 record. On over to the NFC side now, shall we? The Dallas Cowboys are currently your number 1 seed at 13-3, followed by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 13-3. Also, number 3, we have the Seahawks at 11-4, followed by number 4, the Chicago Bears at 10-6. Number 5 is your Atlanta Falcons at 11-5. Number 6, San Francisco 49ers at 9-6. And then at number 7, the Detroit Lions at 10-6. That is your playoff picture. We'll be back with some insight on what we think is going to happen in the playoffs. Boom! Hey, it's Tony Bono back with the OMFL franchise show, or it's actually the Madden podcast, but we're calling it the franchise show, because we're talking about the franchise in the OMFL, and it's season 106, and it's playoffs. That's right, it's playoff times. So let's get over to the AFC and talk about what's going to happen in the AFC. So we got Steelers facing off against the Dolphins, and I've got the Steelers getting the win here, 35-24 to advance to the next round. The Bills versus the Kansas City Chiefs. I got this one being kind of an ugly game, but the Bills pull the game away from the Kansas City Chiefs. See, Nate, I caught myself. You're not getting me this time, buddy. All right. The Bills 21-13 over the Kansas City Chiefs. It's going to be an ugly win, but it'll be a win and advance the Bills on to the next round. Then we have the Bengals versus the Condors. The Condors are suffering a little bit right now. Not sure they're going to be able to have the best team put forward in this contest, but the Bengals and Denver are a solid team, and I've got them winning 33-20 over the Condors, bringing up your next round of the playoffs. Bills versus the Jets, Steelers versus the Bengals. I've got the Jets taking the win over the Bills, 38-21. This will probably be a really good game, but Kobe and those Jets are just too much for Bill and the Bills. This will be their third match, but still, the Jets get the win and move on to the championship. Next up, we got the Steelers versus the Bengals. Your number 2 team versus number 5. And so this is going to be a game that is close down to the wire. I can tell you that already. And I've got the Steelers losing this game 28-30 to the Bengals. Denbrew has just been in this position before. I know the Steelers, since he is the defending champion, but I just think that the Bengals will get the win here, 30-28. It's going to be so close, it could go either way. That'll bring up your championship in the AFC game versus the Jets and the Bengals.
Get your popcorn ready.
And this one will be one to remember in the MFL for ages to come. This game will come down to the wire. The Bengals, in my prediction, get the win, though. 28-27 over Kobe. And the Jets bringing you the Bengals, your AFC champion team, heading into OMFL Bowl 106. All right, we'll be back with the NFC side just in a moment. Stay tuned. We'll be back.
You stay right here. You stay. Don't move. You understand?
Welcome, OMFL fans. It's time to get back to the Madden Franchise Podcast with yours truly, Tony Bono. And we're talking playoffs. That's right, the playoffs in season 106. And let's get into the NFC side of things, shall we?
Boom, 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 boom.
Okay, well, we've got the Buccaneers versus the Lions. And this is going to be a matchup, I'm telling you. Kev and the Bucks versus Trey and the Lions. This will be a 31-27 victory for the Bucks. This will be a great game to watch and call. Hopefully, we're on the air with Nate on this one. The number 3 Seahawks at the 49ers, or the 49ers at the Seahawks. But anyway, it's going to be a 27-26 victory. This is going to be a close one, and we're calling it for the Seahawks to advance to the next round of the playoffs. Next up, we got the number 4 seed Bears versus the number 5 seed Falcons. This game will be intriguing. It will be close, but the Bears will pull out the victory 24-17. Moving on into the next round of the playoffs to face the Cowboys. And this game will be an exciting game to watch. Cowboys versus the Bears. A lot of defense, but I think there's going to be some offensive power somewhere close to the last part of the game that will open us up, and the Cowboys will prevail and get the victory 27-24 of the Bears. Send Big Hurt home. Bucks and Kevin will verse then the Seahawks and Meek Boy. This will be a game to watch as well. All these games are going to be good games to watch. But Meek Boy has found some offensive power there with the Seahawks, and I see this game being a 30-21 victory for the Seahawks, sending the Bucks home for the playoffs. That will bring in your NFC Championship game versus the Cowboys and the Seahawks. This one will go down the wire. A lot of close games I'm predicting in the NFC, but that's what has been shown all season long. And the Cowboys will get the victory 28-27. This will go down to the final play being a walk off the field goal for the Cowboys, sending them to Bowl 106 versus the Bengals and the Cowboys. That will be an interesting one. We'll be back with my bowl predictions right after this. What is up? We're back with the Madden Franchise Podcast here with Tony Bono talking about the season 106 playoffs, and we've got down to the bowl game. So bowl game, the OMFL Bowl 106 will be against your Dallas Cowboys and Dwayne and the Cincinnati Bengals and Mr. Denbrew. And both teams are a little bit different. The Cowboys like to play very hard-nosed defense. They will make you sweat blood for whatever you can get in a game. But they do love to pound the rock. They also use the play-action pass off of that running game. So very efficient there for the Cowboys. The Bengals are similar. They're not quite as good on defense as the Cowboys, or at least they haven't been. But Denbrew does bring it on offense. I tell you, he knows the ins and outs of the offense. He will run the ball with that McGee that he has in the backfield, and he likes to run the ball. But he's not shy about opening up the passing game either, and he will fling the rock around the field. And this game should be a really exciting matchup and should be one that's very entertaining for the league. So my prediction in this game is going to be similar to a lot of the other games I have predicted, very close games. There's only been a couple that have been pretty much well in hand in my predictions, but this game is going to be the same, and I look for it to be a low-scoring game, surprisingly, and give me the Cowboys 20-17 over the Bengals in Bowl 106 of the OMFL. So that is my predictions. that is it for today's show. It's good to be back. The Madden Franchise Podcast here at Grown Folks. So stay tuned next time for another exciting edition of this podcast here at Grown Folks. Catch you later.
That was a heck of an effort.